Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome on Tunis International Radio. You are listening right now to the daily edition of English language program presented by Huda bin Sheikh in Studio 1 with my colleague Faisal Halili for the technical engineering. Hope you're having a great time. It is really an amazing opportunity for us today to welcome our guest. He's the head of Coopération at the European Union delegation in Tunisia. And we are going to speak about an interesting events that are being organized in the framework of the 16 days of activism to fight violence against targeting women, and this is really an important moment of sharing. I believe so, because plenty of events are ongoing. The event started with the launch of a wonderful song entitled Ghalia, and Mr. Tom Ashwanden, he's going to tell us more about it. And these days of activism are really important because all over the world it is being celebrated through various events, cultural events, social meetings, debating, talking, campaigns, etc. So thank you so much, Mr. Tom, to be here.
Thank you, Huda. It's a pleasure to be here.
So I really enjoyed to discover that a song was launched on the 25th of November, and that's to mark the beginning of these 16 days of activism to fight violence against women. And I really enjoyed it because talking about such taboos around the theme, the field, the question of violence targeting women, and in artistic way, that's what is really confirmed by the vision, it seems, of the European Union delegation in Tunisia.
Indeed it is, Huda. Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, let me say how pleased I am to be with you this afternoon. It's great to have this invitation, and it's always a pleasure to participate in your broadcasts. RTCI is a real window on the world here in Tunisia, and it's a pleasure to be able to participate actively and constructively in that. The European Union indeed is a partner in the global campaign for 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, against violence to which women are subjugated mostly. Mm-hmm. And this is a UN campaign, but it's an international and global campaign, which happens everywhere around the world. The hypothesis on which we worked in which we work here in Tunis, in the European Union delegation, is that the fight against violence against women is something that needs to be tackled through different strategies. Firstly, a legislative strategy and the implementation of regulations and laws, mm-hmm. But also it's about strengthening protection, and it's about bringing about deep cultural change. Our experience of working here is that we can, through the use of art, mm-hmm. be it theater, be it music, be it dance, we can stimulate a debate around gender-based violence, which is, as you said, a taboo subject. And it's a way of breaking those taboos and creating a safe space for dialogue and for discussions. At the end of the day, the music is a vehicle for a message, a very strong message, which is a zero tolerance towards violence in any form. But the music is about, obviously, it speaks to the younger generation as well as agents of change, and as you rightly said, Ghalia is performed by a collective of mixed collective of Tunisian artists, mm-hmm. young women, but also young men who are taking a committed stand against violence. This reflects the vision that combating gender-based violence concerns everybody in society. This is and starting with the men who are, generally speaking, the instigators of this violence.
Exactly. And we have quite, shocking figures that are all the time we find during these occasions. Actually, there are figures provided by the UNFPA, by the Ministry of Women in Tunisia, and the fact that Tunisian women are still subject to violence despite all the awareness campaigns that have been ongoing for various years. And the recent one was quite shocking. For 2025, there have been 22 women murdered. And of course, we know that most of them, it is, let's say, spouses violence, husband, women violence that happens at home. And this kind of question is until now neglected in our society, and we underestimate the violence, the psychological, physical violence that happens inside the homes. So we continue now with this song. Says Ghalia, I really kept the suspense for after the interview, so people that can focus on the words, focus on the theme, etc. You are going to listen to it after the interview. So what does it consist in this song, and what type of message does it convey?
The message it conveys, indeed, first of all, just allow me to say on the basis of the statistics, indeed, statistics are shocking when we look at the numbers of victims, of survivors of violence against women, gender-based violence. It's important to say that Tunisia does not, unfortunately, Tunisia doesn't have the monopoly on this unhappy situation. This is a global phenomenon, and gender-based violence is something that happens all over the world. And is a reflection of the still the road that we still have to travel in terms of equality, and in creating societies where equality and respect for individuals and for diversity are upheld thoroughly. But to come to the song, the song is Ghalia, as you said, and I'm not an Arabic speaker, but they tell me that this Ghalia means precious.
Precious, yes.
So the message is very clear that every woman has value, has dignity and freedom, and these need to be protected and cherished. The song is a story of hope, of a survivor of a violence, who stands up to that violence and who breaks free from that violence, and she does so with the support of family members, colleagues, the society as a whole, relatives. This is not something that a survivor or a victim of violence can necessarily. The burden cannot be carried by one person. This is something that for which there need to be support mechanisms. So it's the story of a woman who finds the strength to rise again, to free herself, and to continue pursuing her dreams. And the message that the European Union, the message from the song encapsulates the values of the European Union in this respect, which core principles, which is, as I said earlier, no form of violence is acceptable. It's a rejection of violence. Survivors of violence should be at the center of our considerations and policies that are set up to address that violence. And society as a whole needs to mobilize in order to fight back, to push back against this violence, in order to make a radical and lasting change.
Exactly. So what I love about this story is that there is a need for women to reconstruct themselves from ashes. And even if you are surrounded by violence, being in society or in your home, you have to find the way out. You have to talk about it. And this is this shame around the whole topic about violence should be broken and should ask for help and for support. And that's why actually the Tunisian government is working on that. But we have nice laws, and unfortunately, implementation is so hard, and we don't find the way out for plenty of them. So Ghalia is precious, and all women are precious. So it's really important that you talk about it, you break the taboos, you talk with people around you, you search for help if you are subjected to violence. And when we speak about violence, it's not only physical, but there is economic violence, there is mental violence, psychological violence, emotional violence. And now it is really more exposed to girls today in this modern world of technology. This is the digital violence, and that's exactly the campaign, what it is about. I mean, how are you trying to raise awareness of girls through this campaign? And actually, it is entitled United Against Digital Violence Targeting Women and Girls.
Yes, indeed. And the campaign this year has a particular focus on digital violence. Digital violence is probably the fastest growing form of violence, cyber violence, and women, be they journalists, be they activists, content creators, politicians, women tend to be more victims to this type of cyber violence than men, and it is very important to develop new policies, new strategies to combat that. What we have seen is the need to prioritize policies around prevention and digital literacy. So ensuring that young women users are familiar with certain ground rules in the way they engage on social media. The example being intimate photographs, harassment, blackmail, disinformation, targeting women. It's very important that we create a protective environment on social media for women, which is an extremely challenging undertaking. But it is important to ensure that women know, just like men, but specifically with this orientation and with this in mind, it's very important to know how to engage digitally in the numerical sphere today.
Exactly. They have to learn a little bit. Are there any events or trainings that are going to be organized during this period, during these campaigns for girls, targeting women, how to use or how to interact on internet, on social media?
There are a number of efforts that are undertaken by the Tunisian authorities, notably under the patronage of the Ministry for Women and Ministry for Family and Women and Seniors, and with the support of the European Union, notably with UNFPA through the program ENMA, which is working with different institutions and civil society to protect women. There are a number of possibilities for training, for raising awareness. There is another program that is supported by the European Union and rolled out in collaboration with the Tunisian authorities, with the ministry and with the Crédif, which is called SILA, working again on protection, increasing protection for victims, for survivors of violence, but also working on cultural change and the addressing the root causes of violence against women.
Fantastic. So for all those who are interested or want to learn a little bit more about the activities of the European Union, the social network is there. You can contact them on Facebook page, on Instagram. They are present everywhere if you want to know a little bit about their activities, about the campaigns led. So all details, you are going to find them on social network. As concerning this campaign, for example, it seems that you are launching activities everywhere in the country, from north to south. I've seen that there are more than 40 initiatives launched by the European Union delegation in Tunisia in the framework of these 16 days of activism. So can you give us a general idea about the event?
As you've said, there are more than 40 events happening around the country. We are extremely active, but this is, I think, a reflection of the vibrant partnership that we have with the Tunisian authorities and the level of interest and the ownership that there is around this issue. Tunisia has always been a pioneer in this area, with laws that are sanctioning violence against women. The first country in North Africa to enact such laws. And obviously the challenge is implementation, and this is something that we remain available to work with the Tunisian authorities to ensure that the law is upheld and properly implemented. But as we said from the beginning, laws on their own are not enough. Yeah. There is change in attitudes which come about from this kind of campaign, from using innovative vehicles for passing messages like the arts, be it music, be it theatre or dance or cinema, in order to stimulate some reflection and create a debate, which ultimately is about ensuring that people understand that violence against women is not acceptable, and it is something that concerns all of us, and it's everybody's job, everybody's responsibility to contribute to stamping this out.
Exactly. And here actually the main theme or the main call or main message of the song is to break silence. This is important. You have to break silence, and actually the song is condemning, acting and breaking the silence. Coming back, before I continue, so here there are plenty of interesting events, as Mr. Tom Ashwanden said. There are workshops, there are events, there are theater performances and training, but also there is a national race, 5-kilometer run for digital safety and that's going to be on the 7th of December. So for all those who are interested, probably you can have a look at it. If you want to participate, I suppose it is still open for people, for volunteers.
Thank you for raising it, Huda. Indeed, I think there are still some spaces left. There are a limited number of places, so do register your interest soon. But this is one way, again, of raising awareness around this and stimulating the debate, contributing to the debate. We will be there. The European Union delegation and the European Union member states will be participating in a Team Europe. So you'll spot us all in the same running kit.
Good.
And we're looking forward to very much to that event.
Great. So don't miss the opportunity. It's really important to be there, to talk, to campaign. I mean, advocacy is one of the means of fighting this. So there is artistic way, there is even sport that is part of the event. So enjoy these couple of days. It's really fantastic. Coming back to the song, and before ending today's interview, I wanted to have an idea about the background of the song. How did you come to you the idea of launching this song? How did it come to you this partnership with the singer? Did they start with the initiative, or is it the European Union itself that thought about it?
I think this was something that we were looking at. We were looking at an innovative way to pass a message at the European Union delegation. It comes from a shared observation that to reach general public, especially reaching out and touching young people, one needs to have impactful, modern, and accessible formats. We have in the past, as I said, we've used theatre performances, we've used dance, we've used cinema. So music was a fairly obvious next step, and it's a vehicle, it's a medium which passes very well on the radio, as we're about to hear, but also on social network, on social media platforms. It's very easy to pass this kind of medium. So music is an easy one, and the creative process focused on recognized professionals. The idea being to have high quality production. So working with artists such as Selim Saed and the composer Bayrem Kilani, so that we were sure of a should we say, of a quality product. And then choosing artists who were, again, it's a very deliberate choice. Artists who obviously were chosen for their talent, but also a choice which reflects the diversity of contemporary Tunisian culture. So there's Shaima Mohammed, who's a young soul with a soul-y voice, international, modern, and closely connected to the new generation, to the younger generation.
Sure.
Asma Ben Hamed, a more established artist with more classical leanings, leaning on and drawing on an Oriental style, speaking to a very wide established audience. And then, of course, Alpha, the young activist rapper from Kasrin, who is light years away from the misogynistic stereotypes of what rap can sometimes represent. So the idea was to put these three together in a mix on the basis of a very strongly worded and strongly composed piece of music, and to give us the result that we have. And the impact is, I think I'll leave the listeners to decide for themselves, but the song is something that comes across very strongly, and we hope reach audiences and touch audiences right across Tunisia.
Exactly. I really find it interesting. And here you are going to listen to the song, but I suppose the enjoyment would be better if you watch the clip too, because the clip is available on YouTube, available on the social network of the European Union. So it is really amazing to see all these young people. This mix is a wonderful mix. It's explosive mix. There is rap, there is music, there is nice voice, there is a style, there is wonderful text, lyrics also. So please enjoy the song. Stay tuned. You are going to listen to it in a minute. Actually, I would like to thank you so much, Mr. Tom Ashwanden, Head of Cooperation at the European Union Delegation. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Huda, thank you very much again. It's been a pleasure to be with you, and good afternoon to all the listeners.
Thank you so much. Let's listen to Ghalia, Precious. It's for all you women. It's offered to you from the deep of the heart. It is offered to you from the European Union to all the precious women in Tunisia. So be careful for yourself, reconstruct yourself. Violence should not be tolerated, and that's the call. By the way, there is a hashtag that is going to be, very much used here on social network. It is Maach Noskut. I will never be silenced, and this is really important because it's the time to speak about it. It's the time to change mindset about violence.